Well, my kids don't have phones, and the only way to access the internet in my home is through my phone or my wife's phone or my laptop. And my kids have access to none of those. So yes, I can and do control it, because I'm a responsible parent, and that's what responsible parents do. My children's schoolmates are their siblings. Man, cutting your children off from the outside world, raising them with no friends in a cult-like scenario to own the libs, am I right? This is not responsible parenting. This is damaging your children's social growth. This is affecting the way that they're going to see the real world once they reach adulthood. Okay, this is unhinged parenting. This is destroying the lives of your children, affecting the ways they grow and develop because of your political agenda. That's what this is. This is letting your political agenda rule your children's lives. This is raising them in a certain way because of your political views. And that's kind of just gross. That doesn't make you a responsible parent. It makes you a bad one. Special thank you to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are once again going to be returning to r/insaneparents, the subreddit dedicated to parents who probably shouldn't be parents. Before we begin, I wanted to mention that once again I'll be live. I'm going to be streaming over at Twitch and on YouTube. I'm going to be trialing this for a few more weeks, although at some point over the course of us moving I'm not going to be able to stream for a week, but streaming on YouTube seems to be working pretty well, so eventually I might actually replace streaming on Twitch entirely with streaming on YouTube, but I'm gonna keep trialing it and see what works best for now anyway. But yeah, I'll be live in 2 hours, so go check the stream out. Other than that, let's take a look at the subreddit, shall we? A little funny story. I've been no contact with my mum since 2018 due to physical abuse mainly. I've not seen her at all since then, but last month she saw me in the supermarket. I ignored her staring and carried on. Yesterday I received court paperwork as she wants visitation to my child. Funny part, I was shopping with my friend's toddler. Child is not mine. She wants visitation to someone else's child. I'm going to court though, just to see the look on her face. That is quite funny. But also, if someone's gone no contact with you because you abused them, do you really think they're not gonna fight tooth and nail to avoid you having any contact with their child? Like, you've hurt them. They're gonna make sure you never do that to their child, right? Like, I don't know how the mother ever thought this was gonna end in her favor. You need God. No, I need a mom. That's one that's actually possible though. It's just not up to me if you'll accept me for who I am. Well then, remember what I told you. The day that happens is the day I have one son. I will not just cut you off. You will be dead to me. Wow, what a mum you are. Holy shit. Screenshot it so you don't forget. What a horrible person. Who the fuck would tell her kid that? Honestly, yeah, genuinely, like, saying this to anyone is unacceptable and disgusting. Saying to anyone that they're dead to you purely because of who they are, whether it be they're gay or trans or just don't believe in your religion. Saying that to anyone like that is absolutely unacceptable. But to say this to your own child, genuinely, to say this to your own child and to mean it, shouldn't have been a parent. Should not be a parent. If you won't accept your children for anything other than a mini clone of yourself, you're not a good parent. Remember, tomorrow at 3 p.m. there is emergency test, so your phone will make a loud alert. Thank you, my lovely. Please switch off all your gadgets, including your computer, because they are going to release radiation. It's part of the scamdemic link to the COVID virus. They want to injure more people. That's a new one on me. Oh, of course, the emergency alerts are just them trying to kill everybody with radiation. How could I be so foolish? Oh, also, turning off your phone doesn't work. People did turn off their phones when this emergency alert thing went off because they didn't want to hear it or whatever. And then when you turn your phone back on, you get the alert anyway. So for context, by the way, to anyone out of the UK, because I think this is already a thing in the US, is that you have Amber Alerts and stuff that come up on your phone and warn about missile strikes and hurricanes and kidnappings and all sorts, right? But that doesn't happen in the UK, so they just trialed one. They trialed sending an emergency alert out to everyone's phones. And like, I don't know, there are good things and bad things to it. Like, I think it's a good thing that if someone's kidnapped, everybody can be aware of that. Like, if there's an Amber Alert you can send out when someone's been kidnapped, chances are they've got a lot more of a chance of being found, right? But at the same time, it's something you can't turn your phone off to avoid and can't mute your phone to avoid. What if there are people in abusive relationships who have a second phone that their partner doesn't know about that they're using to get help, and then it goes off? You should be able to turn it off, is what I'm saying. Stop texting and calling me. When you are ready for therapy, let me know. I love you. I'm not interested in reconnecting, and if your mindset about our history doesn't change, I never will. Get help. I love your honesty. The only reason I haven't blocked your number is because I wanted to hear about Nana, but now that she's gone, I guess I have no reason to keep your number unblocked. When you are ready for therapy, let me know. I love you. You need to get therapy, not us together. We are not both at fault here. You are the mum, I am the child. You implying we are equals in this situation only proves you have not grown or changed at all since I cut you out of my life. I have had years of therapy that have given me the strength to overcome the fact that you and blank cancelled me without knowing why. You know why. I do not know why. If I knew, I wouldn't be asking you. Also, we didn't cancel you, we went no contact because of your abhorrent behavior as a mother. What does abhorrent mean? Oh my gosh. You need a new therapist. They're not helping you very much. Ditto. Alright, you're getting blocked. And if you ever show up at my place of residence, I'll be calling the police. Have a nice rest of your life. You too. I love you, and thank you for the laughs. I hope your children never treat you the way you and blank treated me. You think I'm ever going to have kids after the way you raised me? Get real. Ah, the classic, I, the mother, could never be at fault. It's my children that are the problem. All of my children who collectively dislike me, they're all the problem. I definitely did nothing wrong. My therapist totally told me so. Sounds a lot like she's not actually got a therapist, and if she does, it's a bad therapist. But I feel like it's likely that she's just saying she's got a therapist so that she can use it as an I told you so moment. All around bad situation. Going no contact, probably the best move. Humanity is at a crucial, decisive crossroads, and we are going in the wrong direction. I have no hope or optimism for the future, and neither do many young people. All of the struggle that you see is a result of that. It is the religion they are following. It gives no hope, just anger because they will never achieve justice. You might as well off yourself. You're just polluting the earth with your very existence if you worship climate change and UN Agenda 2030 as your Bible. Wow. Impeccable parenting is telling your child to kill themselves because they're worried about the climate, to kill themselves because they don't follow the same religion as you. Congratulations, what an incredible parent. Man, it baffles me. Like, imagine being so obsessed with your own religion and with your own politics that you actually tell your child that they should off themselves for not having the same views as you. It's a very real concern that we are damaging the planet. It's a very real concern that we are rapidly approaching a point of no return, okay? It's a very real return that we might not live to an old age, and if we did, any children we have might not live to an old age, okay? These are all real concerns, legitimate, scary things that my generation has to come to terms with. And it's people like this that just have to rub our face in it. I don't get it. Surely it is every parent's goal to want the best life for their children, to want the best future for their kids and their kids' kids. And then there are people like this that are just like, well, if you want the planet to be saved, maybe you should just kill yourself. Wow. Hey, can we reschedule for another time? I don't feel good at all. I guess. I almost died last week, just so you know. Man, the passive aggressiveness here, like, okay, you almost died last week. Sounds like we both need the time off. We'll meet again later. Is it that hard for the mum to just be like, oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, I hope you feel better, we'll reschedule? Like, she didn't have to make it about herself. It's not like super insane, but it's still one of those like passive aggressive, making everything about herself scenarios that in this really, really small time frame we have, this tiny window and these those one texts. It just makes you wonder like what it's like in the long term, you know? So this one, right, so there's 3 images, and my first reaction was like, okay, there's 2 children and the mother, you know? I was like, it's pretty gross how much makeup is on those children, how much makeup and filters and like even fake tan is on those children. That's gross. I don't like that. But that's where I thought it ended, you know? And I thought that the mother was at the bottom. And then I went to the comments for some context. And, well, first of all, they said that my cousin lives through her daughters. She is not tiny and cute anymore like high school, so she paints her kids up. They definitely are big time Republicans, and her husband have a 20-year age gap. Too much to unbag. Crazy thing is those dresses for the girls can be up to $3,000. Wow. And then this person, I just wanted to include this because this is a really valid message, said, hey, keep an eye out for any signs those kids might need help, okay? I'm not saying anything will happen, but knowing their dad is 20 years older than their mum, and mum is doing this to make them look like tiny makeup-clad adults, gives me a really icky feeling. So just be there if those kids ever need help. Please familiarize yourself with the signs of abuse in children. They won't or can't always tell you when something is wrong. The signs are usually non-verbal, and the signs can be really, really hard to catch. It's different for everyone. Be the safety net they need. And like, yeah, that's a pretty good message. Anyway, then the comments continued and someone said, wait, that last picture of the girl in white, she's not 13? I mean, even for 13, that girl looks older than me and I'm 31. If I saw her at HR Block, I'd think she could do my taxes. She is 10. I really was hoping she was in high school. She's 10? When do 10-year-olds look like this? Whatever happened to letting kids go through awkward phases? I thought she was the mother, at least in her 30s. This is insane. And yeah, I had the exact same reaction. So we have, I think a 6-year-old OP mentions, or the second one is a 6-year-old. One of them is 6 years old anyway. And then that's a 10-year-old. No, there's so much wrong with this. I thought it was just an icky family post, but those are all children, 10 years and below. I'm speechless. I hate this. I hate this. I'm just gonna move on. My mum texts me just to drop little anxiety bombs. Doesn't want help, just trying to bait me. You can tell how predictable it is. My blood pressure is 59/40. Please excuse me, but very dizzy today. I feel fine, but need to stop occasionally to gain balance. Have you eaten anything? No, not for a few days. That is probably why. Most likely. You know what I'm gonna say next? Of course. No. Not sure how to help then. No help needed. Guess info. I would just be ignoring them at this point. I would just stop. If she's gonna be messaging me stuff like that, I'd just be like, okay, move on with my day. Like, I haven't eaten for a few days and now I'm getting dizzy. I wonder why. Sounds exhausting. This sounds exhausting to live around, I'll be honest. You're not grown until you know how to communicate, apologize, be truthful, and accept accountability without blaming someone else. This sounds like major projection. This sounds like she's doing exactly what she's accusing someone else of doing, okay? What it sounds like, reading this, is she's not communicating, apologizing, or being truthful, and she's also not accepting accountability. Instead, she's making a Facebook post where she does none of those things and then blames someone else. Crazy! And the final post. I love ending these kinds of videos with one that really makes me angry, you know, like the recent one where the kid had a broken leg and the dad made him sit in the cold instead of wearing a mask inside. Anyway, we recently got a pit bull. She is only 12 weeks and so far my golden doodle doesn't really like her, but what concerns me is that she is constantly attacking our 2-year-old. Just today she bit him at the face, and now my husband says if she continues we will have to find her another home. Pit bulls are my dream pet and I would really like to find a solution. This mother is prioritizing her pit bull over her 2-year-old child. I mean, you've got to be aware that if this continues, the pit bull's gonna get put down, right? If you either don't find a way to train the pit bull or don't give it to someone who can actually look after it properly, it's gonna end up hurting your child and getting put down. That's just like, you have to be responsible in these situations and either learn to responsibly care for a pet and a child or only care for one. And it has already bitten her child on the face, and she is already trying to prioritize the pit bull over her child. She shouldn't have a child. Let's be real, she shouldn't have a child. She shouldn't have a pit bull and she shouldn't have a child. She probably shouldn't be responsible for any life, be it a child or a pit bull. And that's where I'm going to end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. Oh boy. If you want to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. When I say it helps a lot more than you might realize, I mean it helps an insane amount. I mean, YouTube revenue goes anywhere from like $1 between 1,000 to like 3,000 views, okay? So, I mean, and it can vary between video and video. Sometimes I'll get more than that, sometimes less, you know? So if you even donated $1 a month, you'd be equating to 1,000 views a month, which is crazy when you think about it, right? So it genuinely helps, especially with me and Leo moving house. We're finally moving into our apartment over the next couple of weeks. So having the money to support us paying rent and such, and to afford getting food and power, and to continue making videos in that scenario, it genuinely helps an insane amount. So thank you genuinely to everyone that does. All of your names are on screen now. You are all incredible, wonderful people that genuinely it helps like an incredible amount. So thank you to everyone that does, and thank you to everyone that considers it. But thank you to everybody that watches my videos, whether you do support or don't. Like, all of my viewers are welcome. All views are support at the end of the day. So genuinely thank you. Other than that, thank you so much for watching the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.